What's up, everybody? Welcome into JTB, Just Talking Ball, off-season edition. It's myself, and it's Zach Zook, all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. And this is the first off-season kind of deep dive that we were going to jump into. You know, Zook, I told the people this week on the Car Pod, if you do follow the podcast feed on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, the Car Pod, I kind of had a little discussion about what my thoughts were for the off-season. I said, you know, I don't want to just throw out a show to throw out a show. I want it to be exciting. I want to look forward to it. And it all started with Zook. I mean, Zook, you're actually the reason for some of these like topics I have, like deep dive topics I think will intrigue regular football fans, but won't be too boring as far as like off-season content. Because the way I mention it, it's like when you get past Super Bowl, you want to be in, you want to be locked in on everything, but you're just not. Like, you know how long it is until the draft, and then how much longer it is until, you know, the next season. You're kind of tuned out. Like, you see your own team's kind of transactions here and there. You see the big names if there's any trades or signings, but other than that, nobody really cares. So my thought is more of an overall level as a football fan. So Zook's locked in. He's got a hot dog shirt on. If you could just go for it. Oh, look at this. I mean, it always says Glizzy. How wonderful.
Yeah, expert.
That's even better than I thought. I didn't see Glizzy.
In a couple things. Glizzy's in football.
Clip that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be like a shirt you need to wear in the studio. I believe I've seen Zach Zook. If you do follow on Instagram, it's Zookie Cookie 3. Is that correct? 3?
I think it's just Zookie Cookie. I was in on the ground floor, so I got the
gentleman can put down a dog on a golf course. Let me tell you.
Yeah, dude, I've really fallen off my game. Like occasionally I'll record one, but then it's at the turn, and you know, one of the best things about golfing is you're not on your phone.
Of course.
When I forget to post it, then it's like 8 p.m. and I'm like, well, fuck it.
I
don't think I've posted one in a couple years, but I gotta get back to it.
I love the breakdown of it, and you also go raw dog, don't you? Like, you go no condiments, which is crazy.
Yeah, no, and I've always been that way. I raw dog my glizz.
Clip that. I can't imagine, like, okay, so here's the thing. You got, real quick, people are tuned in for the current state of NFL fandom, but real quick, on the Glizzy conversation, this is from the 50, by the way. If you're brand new to the program, this is what the show is.
I literally do have if you go to my Instagram account, there is a compilation with the Top Gun music that you can at least just get a quick, like, 40-second overview of what it's been the last couple of years before I fell off.
If you want to see Zook just hawk down. What's the fucking word? Just annihilate some dogs. I mean, get on
Gobble
Instagram.
A Glizzy.
Gobble a Glizzy. There it is. I'm a little off my game tonight. Yeah, gobble is Glizzy, not his. Well, all right. I'm just gonna stop there. I understand though. What I'm gonna finish my thought though is the difference between a dog that's boiled, which is disgusting, a grilled dog. I understand, but
no,
a dog's a dog. Like, if you grill every dog, it's the same dog.
It's not. No,
I guess a Chicago dog is a little bit better. Yeah.
Common misconception. Sounds like you need to tune into the Instagram account, my man.
I do follow Zookie Cookie, but I haven't watched enough of the Glizzy breakdowns.
The one I think I did post was we were at my family's like golf outing, which we always do like a week or two after the 4th of July, and it was a totally just like unfiltered, just seminal moments at the outing. We had Juicy J blasting on the speaker.
Oh, that video is fucking great.
A couple shots deep. My brother, dude, who didn't even, I don't even think he knew I was recording. He just gets out and he's rapping it, dude.
What is that song? I fucking love that song. It's hilarious. And it's just like, it's a genius move, you recording as the brother, because he also had this like little like hop step dance move, and it was fantastic. I was laughing my ass off.
And then my sister and her fiance come rolling up, and they're shaking their dogs. So yeah, dude, it was great.
Cocaine Maine, that's my dog.
Dude, it's 3-6 Mafia technically before
3-6 Mafia, Wild on Tour. That was a song. I remember the video. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That was
Half
classic.
on a sack.
Half on a sack. Half a sack. That's what it was. God, if I would have thought we were talking Glizzies and half a sack on this episode, I would have said you're crazy. But that's the From the 50 difference. From the 50.com. If you guys are brand new to the program, as you can see, we are a fun shit show as well as a legitimate football talk. We have been on since 2018. If you want to get involved with the program, you can always go to the website fromthe50.com. You can leave a voicemail or text in live. We're usually live during the season on YouTube and TikTok. Obviously, this being recorded, so please leave a voicemail or an email if you'd like to get involved in the conversation. Let us know your thoughts on the topic today, which is current state of NFL fandom. So I'll start here. Zook was on the Sunday show with me. I want to say it was late in the regular season, week 16 or 17. And we kind of noticed, first of all, our biggest thing with our program on Sundays is we go live and we have people that chime in with fantasy questions like start 'em, sit 'em, this person over this person, should I make this trade? Fantasy questions are easily our number one get on the comment section. We also have, I would say a few hundred people most of the time during the season. The algorithm picks us up or whatever. And it's a fun time for us to be able to talk fantasy football. And then all of a sudden, when the playoffs are kind of either dwindling down for fantasy or they're completely over, we lose a ton of viewers. And that was kind of the first thought, was like, holy shit, like, I wonder how big of a drop the NFL gets with people watching. And I don't think it's a massive number, but Zook brought up the conversation of football fandom in general. Like, there's a spot where you have people that are locked in on, fantasy in particular, sports betting in particular, some people that just love the game, some people that have a team, or some people that are all those categories, which most of us on the show are. And it kind of made me think about this deep dive on where the current state of the NFL fandom is, because when you're in the middle of it, like we are, I'm just kind of under the impression that everybody loves watching every game, and that you watch as a football fan loving the game of football. But now with fantasy football and sports betting taking over, I wonder, Zook, if it's something that has become like, it's just a thing to do. Like, it's not really something people enjoy watching in particular. I want to get your initial take on it. Now, I kind of want to see where this conversation goes. It's like, it's one of those, I know there's something more to this, like as far as like a fun conversation. I just don't know where to go with it, but I'm curious your take on it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got some thoughts, and you're totally right, and that's how we kind of started the conversation with respect to our show. But it was really a couple of years ago when I started noticing it personally, and I've been somebody who's, man, Sundays in the fall from noon to 10:30, if I'm not working, I am watching the games, and it doesn't even have to be my favorite team. I always watch the Packers games, but I will watch all the other games for all the other reasons, right? Gambling, fantasy included. So this is not like a tear down of that. I love fantasy football, and I love the gambling aspect of our show. So definitely not coming at those aspects of it. But like, I remember, before kind of my pro football fandom, like I still rooted for the Packers, but I was more of a college football fan, I guess, growing up. And then I think as you grow up, you appreciate the pro game more. Like, you don't see those differences when you're 10, 11. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would watch the Packers, but I couldn't tell you who was leading the AFC North, for example. So as I transitioned to becoming more of a pro football fan, like, the culmination of the season is the playoffs, whether your team's in it or not. You've watched these games all year, 16 games for each of these teams, 17 now since they've expanded the schedule, which that's part of what I want to talk about. And I think part of starting to become a bigger issue, but the culmination of the season is getting underway. The wild card, the divisional round, those are like the best weekends of the year, in my opinion. Championship Sunday and Super Bowl Sunday are great, but you have less games. And it's like the last time you get a full slate, it's do or die, win or go home. Legacies are on the line, because if you win those games, you're on to Championship Sunday, you're on to Super Bowl Sunday, and just making those games, obviously if you win, it's even better, but just making those games, like, people remember that stuff. So our viewers have always gone down at the end of the fantasy football season. It's something that you notice, and I definitely think that when football really became popular, like pro football has been growing in popularity over the last 10 to 20 years, big time. And I think really the last decade, it's become so in the culture that you have a lot of casual football fans. There's the hardcore people like you and me, but I think there's very casual football fans out there that are getting into it. And that's, the NFL needs to reach those people. That's why it's gotten to the level of popularity that it's gotten to. But I just think that section of fan drops off once that stuff is not as readily available.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when I talk about it, it's not really a negative per se, because the NFL wants everybody. I think they like the fact that they're bringing in people that may not have been fans before. And because
I think there's more women fans in the demographic than ever before.
100%, 100%.
And all
My
the people
wife
that
just
hate
got
on
into
the
fantasy
Taylor
football.
Swift stuff, like they owe, like the NFL owes a lot to her.
For sure. No, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, there's a reason they fed into it, because they did get a whole nother crop of fans. And that's the thing, is it's when this conversation's being looked at, it's not that it's a bad thing for the NFL, because they don't care. Like, they know whether it's good or not, and we can get into this down the road, whether it's this conversation or one I have about the referees and whatnot. The NFL knows people are going to watch every Sunday no matter what. It doesn't matter. They've had, the issues with the rules, what is a catch, the pass interference shit, all this stuff going. The NFL's rigged, yada, yada, yada. And yet we all bitch at the league, and we all come back and watch the league every Sunday. So the NFL knows they have that core group of fans that are never going away. They're going to watch for the rest of their lives. I'm in that category. You're in that category. It's just, it's a different league than every other professional sports league. It just really is king. And when I see that people are, tuning out after fantasy football, the NFL doesn't care, of course. I mean, they want everybody, all eyes on them at every point in time. But the thing is, they don't care, because they're bringing in other people that, if there wasn't for fantasy football and they weren't leading into that, then they wouldn't watch the game anyway. It just more shocked me to kind of realize it. It should have been a dumb moment that we've noticed years ago. It's just, I'm so used to, you watch from week 1 all the way through the season, because it's football. It's what you do. It's like, if you're an NFL fan, you watch at any point in time, you want to see the storyline of the season. You want to watch as much as you can. But I'm realizing that some of us are just in a different level, where number one, we have a show, we talk about it. We're also huge fans. Some of us are sports bettors, and we play fantasy. So we have all these things together. Mm-hmm. It's just wild to me to know some people just like play fantasy and then they're like, yeah, that's it. But it makes sense. It just, in my brain, it doesn't happen that way. Like, how do you just stop to see who wins and who performs? And you get attached to these players through fantasy, and then you just like don't care. But on top of that, I don't care about my specific players that were on my team when I'm out of the league for the year. If it's a redraft league, like, who gives a shit? So it's my brain is like an pretzel.
Hard about who I even had a couple months
for sure.
Ago
Absolutely. I couldn't name my starting lineup for $1,000.
Wire
for sure. I couldn't name it my whole starting lineup for $1,000 right now. I really couldn't. But it's just a funny drop off where I wonder if the NFL, sees that happen, if they care, if like these platforms that really lean into fantasy football, I don't know what the answer is. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think it was very interesting to know, you're about to say, you're about to get into the best part of the football season, the NFL playoffs, where you get most of the time the best games, or everything's heightened, everything's exciting. You got the best of the best teams playing each other, and people are just out. They're just done. And it makes me think, like, okay, if, I don't know, fantasy baseball picked up just as much as fantasy football, people would do that and not care about, I don't know. The comparison's weird, because football just, I don't know if it's the fact that it's one day a week most of the time for people on fantasy, like Sunday's your day, you can focus on it and then get on with your life, compared to like a fantasy baseball that's constantly, you're busy with it. I don't know if it's the fact that football is just king to even non-diehard fans. Like, it's just something that's so popular that it takes over, that maybe their friends and family that aren't usually sports fans got into it, so then they get into it. Like, I wonder how it happens where you go from not caring to fully caring to not caring again before the season's over. You know what I mean? It's just interesting.
Yeah, I was just doing like a quick Google search, because like what I'd really be interested to know is, what is the viewership like for the networks once fantasy football ends? And here's the issue I think that we're going to run into, and not to be like negative about it, but I just think this is what's coming. I thought the last weekend of the season this year was as much of a shit show and such a waste of a day. I don't remember it ever being that bad. And it could have just been circumstance of teams that were in versus teams that weren't. At least you ended up, the NFL got kind of the results they wanted in the penultimate week of the season to make some of these regular season games in what would it have been week 18 matter.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that this 17 games is just a placeholder to get them to 18. They want to play an even number of games. They wanted to play 18. They wanted straight from 16, and the players wouldn't go for it, so they did 17. And we know where it's headed, right? But I think that product is terrible. Fantasy football always ends the week before, so you don't have to deal with this. So it really is just 1 week of the regular season that you notice this. And then another product of the fans, the fan base, I guess, or like the viewership in interest dying off is I think there is obviously a pretty good segment of NFL fans. It's like, okay, I'm a fan of the Miami Dolphins. All right, the last game was whatever. We had a bad year. I'm done. I don't really have that much rooting interest in the playoffs. Maybe if I'm doing nothing, I'll turn it on. But if I've got, kid's birthday party I've got to go to or whatever, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not planning around it like I would maybe if they were in the playoffs. I'd tell my wife, hey, at 3:00 on Saturday, I want to be at home watching the football game.
And that's a really good point because, it's like we think of football as another level compared to, like, for instance, if the Cardinals don't make the MLB playoffs, I'm not really locked in on the MLB playoffs. If the Blues don't
I haven't been locked into the MLB for years because the White Sox
you're a White Sox fan. Joke. That's obvious.
So, I mean, to draw that comparison, like, I'd call myself a casual baseball fan. I like watching it when the White Sox are good. I haven't paid much attention since. And isn't it weird?
Because I think people are going to listen to this, like, even if they're more on the side of like we are, where they're like more locked in on the NFL than others are, but be like, dude, yeah, of course there's people that are going to drop off. Like they're like it's like any other sport where you're not going to watch if your team's out of it. But it is different for football, I feel like, at least for most of us, because, like, as I mentioned, Cardinals, if they're out of the playoffs, I'm not really locked in on MLB playoffs. I might bet on it. I'll watch the World Series, whatever. Stanley Cup Finals, I might watch, but most likely not if the Blues aren't in it. I watch every single NFL game possible, and because maybe it's my favorite sport, but I also think because of how heightened the league is, it's so entertaining. It's so just, there's so many storylines to watch, and I guess it has to do with betting being that much more exciting with the game of football. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's actually kind of interesting when you think about. There's no other sport I follow almost every game that's not my team than football. It's the only one I lock in on every single storyline, every game. Like, is that a specific thing for like fans like me and you, or is that like everybody because of how much bigger and better, quote unquote, the NFL is than every other professional sports league?
It's the format, because if you think about like your favorite TV show that you watch every week, right? Like, I remember when Game of Thrones was big, and you'd have the new episodes that come out on 7:00 on Sunday night on HBO, and you could stream it right then, boom. And that was like appointment television. Obviously, you could stream whenever you wanted, but like once a week, you got the new episode of the TV show, and then you watched it. It's kind of that way with the NFL. I've been really getting into the NHL this year because the Red Wings have started to turn the corner, and they play 82 games a year. Same with the NBA, and Major League Baseball plays 162. Is it? Am I right? 162?
Yeah, 162. Correct, yeah, you got it.
Okay, so 82.
You're not a casual fan, Zook. You know it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to say that they both weren't ending in twos, but I think the NBA and NHL both play 82. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is you have 3 games a week in those leagues, and in Major League Baseball, they play every day. There's really no stakes to it. You lose, you blow a save, whatever. They're playing tomorrow, Red Wings blow a lead with an empty net goal and then lose in overtime, whatever. They got another game on Thursday. Like, in the NFL, there's 1 game a week, and you can watch the whole league. And now what they have done is the NFL has expanded. Now you've got Thursday. Now you've got Saturday, and Saturdays in December. You've got obviously Sunday. You've got Monday Night Football. So like, they have expanded it to more than that. But like, each team plays once a week. It is palatable to keep up with it. And even if you don't want to buy into the Thursday and the Monday, well, you're not really missing much. It's 1 game. It's a standalone game. By and large, if you just pay attention on Sunday, you'll be in the know of what's going on. And the league is very easy to follow that way because it's like serialized television. You know?
And that's a perfect way to put it, because it's like one of those things for most of us. We don't make plans on Sundays during the football season. It's something you do. It's an event. You watch. For me, I buy a Sunday ticket so I can watch every single game, and knowing I can have bets and fantasy and watch my favorite team all at the same time, it's a fucking dream come true for a sports fan. So that you're exactly right. It's the fact that it's in the same day, similar times, back to back to back. Watch it all, binge it all, and then you're on with your day or the rest of your week. You're exactly right.
Well, and like the other thing too is like the NFL has been very smart to embrace all the fantasy stuff. And every network feels like they've got like a fantasy football expert like team that does stuff every week. They have their shows. They've really embraced gambling. You've got the odds now. It's becoming more and more legalized at the state level. They've been smart to embrace that because that has grown their game exponentially to people that otherwise maybe wouldn't have gotten into football, like their husband would or like their friend would. But now you have a lot of casual viewers. Like, for example, my wife enjoys watching the Broncos when they're good. So like, this year, like we watched a decent amount of Broncos games, but like she knows so much more about football because of the cultural impact than I think maybe before. Because I think you have a lot of, I just think that the number of casual fans is much greater than it was 10 to 15 years ago because of all of those different things. The same reason, though, is why you don't have it in those other sports, because it's not as easy to consume as football is. But the flip side of that is all of your casual fans do drop off. Then they're not gonna hang around when their team's out of it, when there's no fantasy. Now you can always gamble, but it's like a lot of people like doing the parlays. Well, it's kind of hard to do a parlay when there's like 2 games going on that weekend, right? So I think it all kind of goes hand in hand. And the take that I want to lay on you in just a little bit is I do think we're kind of experiencing the peak right now. And I do think the NFL is headed for a downturn.
Interesting.
I don't think it's immediate, but I think in maybe the next decade.
Now, what do you mean by that? Like, why you think viewership goes down? You think involvement in things like fantasy and like, I'm curious because in our lifetime, it's only gone up, and the way that it's still going, even with media changing, like I feel like sports are that one thing that's never gonna really die because people are so locked in on it and they have so much invested.
It won't die. I don't think it'll die.
I'm sorry. I just mean like, I'm curious your take on it or why you think it'll drop at least a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't want to be too long-winded, but like to try to be concise about it, I think that some of the things that they're doing, the NFL has never really been that interested in why. It's just successful or it's not, right? With all the international games. And again, I think that they've seen a lot of great short-term success, right? And they've continued to push the envelope. You sent the text in our group today about how many miles the Niners have to travel.
38,000, I believe. Something like that.
They're playing 2 international games, which is, I believe, is unprecedented. Has anybody had to play 2 before?
And it's in Australia, right?
Have to do it one time.
Yeah,
maybe go to Mexico City and Europe, but like, yeah, they're going to Australia and then they're playing the Mexico City game. So
38,000 miles, the most in any one season for any NFL team in history.
And so maybe the 2 international games isn't unprecedented. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, they still have the one game. It's still South America, so they're not having to like fly across the Atlantic. They'll have to do that one time. And I guess in this case, they'll probably go the other way. Since it's in Australia and not Europe.
Yeah.
But I think that what they're doing, I think the product has become watered down. Like, do you ever watch highlights or go back and watch like a full game randomly on YouTube? You ever get that and you're suggested from like 2005 or whatever, or stumble upon a replay? I get Packer stuff all the time. Like I got bored one night and watched a good half of like Dorsey Levens and like playing the Carolina Panthers, and I think it was the 96 NFC Championship game, where Dom Capers, by the way, was the head coach of the then Carolina Panthers, who then became the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator for a long time. But I digress. The point being, the game was a lot different back then. There's a lot more rules now. I think the product has become a little bit more watered down, like all of the sports, like, because the NHL is like this too. It's become more skill based, less physical. And because of the rules, it's allowed for that skill to flourish, which I do think is a more entertaining brand of football to watch, right? Like nobody wants to watch the wing T formation and the fullback run it 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Like the whole sport has been up in arms the last couple of years over the tush push because so like it's boring to watch. It's
like
too
code.
Automatic.
Yeah.
So I think that the sport has been watered down a little bit because of that. I think you're seeing a lot of issues at the collegiate level now with NIL. Dante Moore is a decent example of this. Like the whole debate on whether he was going to come out or stay, because you can get now money comparable to what you would make at least for a year at college to come back. So like now some of these guys are staying. The transfer portal has watered down the college product. And I think as a result, you're getting athletes that are less prepared. They can't be coached as hard. They're not going to be as good when they get to the NFL level over time. Obviously, there's going to be elite prospects year in and year out. This year's no different. But this year, to the point, this year's not a great draft. I don't know if you've looked at it or read many articles on it. Like
a little bit.
The high-end prospects in this draft are not nearly what they've been. Like there's no Jamar Chases, Justin Jeffersons like in this draft. Like it was the receivers. There was like 5 of them, like great ones, like year in, year out. Like that well has dried up. The quarterbacks outside of Fernando Mendoza are like kind of non-existent. I mean, I just think that we're headed in a direction with them expanding the schedule, expanding these Europe games, expanding the season to 18 games. The injuries are at an all-time high. Like, I do think that you're getting to a point, the officiating with the gambling aspect, people are going to eventually get fed up with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they care. And so at a certain point, these are all little things that don't impact viewership in your game by themselves, but eventually it's all going to add up. And I think that you're seeing that start to happen. And eventually you're going to reach a line of delineation where you start to see a decline in interest.
That's a lot of good points, and I totally understand where
a lot of word vomit too.
No,
dude, it's just I obviously, like, you and I think about football constantly, so it's like that's just kind of where I'm at with the game. I'm really enjoying it, and I kind of hope I'm wrong, to be honest with you. I want to see it flourish till I die.
Right.
But I just think that I think that's kind of where we're headed, sadly, because they have been very aggressive in pushing the envelope and striking while the iron's hot. And I don't even necessarily disagree with the strategy, but I do think expanding from 16 games is a mistake. I think a lot of the Europe stuff is a mistake. And I think that they've got to I think they went a little too far with the officiating. Like, I think that needs a complete overhaul.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right about that, where you go with the section of sports bettors and possibly fantasy players. If the officiating continues to be as closely officiated as it's been, as inconsistent as it's been, where you literally don't know when there's a big play, if there's going to be a flag thrown 5-10 seconds after the play. Now, I will say, this is another thought I've had throughout the last couple of years with this shit. I wonder if the TV networks are just way too slow on it. The fucking flag icon, I see it like sometimes. Way too late.
Yeah.
I sit here and bitch at the refs, and sometimes they throw it right away, and then the guy in Fox goes, "Oh shit, I forgot to hit the button." It's something that is infuriating to me.
Sometimes too, just to add on to that point. Sorry to interrupt you. Sometimes too, it's like the official knows he's going to throw it, and he has trouble getting it like out of his fucking pants.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should be practicing
by the time he throws it, they're like back in the huddle, but really you can see him like messing with the flag, like. But it's just the optics of it are so terrible.
Every second you miss, people get more pissed.
Give a shit about it.
Oh, for sure. Well, and the thing is,
but my point is, they need to start caring a little bit. Like, I get that there's always going to be missed calls, but like there are fantasy leagues that have, hey, you get a point for drawing a pass interference. I think we're going to talk about it in our league because there's so many of them. And it's like, okay, well, my guy just was going to potentially get a 50-yard catch, but got pulled down.
Right.
I get nothing for that. It happens so often that, I just think that I think the game's over officiated. I also think they've made the jobs of the officials impossible.
I agree with that. Impossible. I agree with that, and I think there's
with the targeting zone and the quarterbacks and shit. Like, dude, it's just too hard. These guys are the best athletes in the world.
Exactly,
they're moving at such a fast pace. Like, I think that eventually is going to piss people off and drive people away from the game. That combined with all the other factors.
Well, and the fact of what I said earlier about the NFL, this is a take, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, is they think, it doesn't matter what we do. We have enough of a fan base and enough diehard fans. Like, people are going to still show up on Sundays. People have been bitching for years about the referees and the scheduling and yada, 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 and yet people are still here on Sundays. But there is going to be a point, like you said, if it keeps going down this path, if they keep saying, oh, yeah, we do believe people are going to be here on Sundays year in and year out, and then finally, whether it's the category of people that just sports bet or just play fantasy that say, fuck this, I'm out, that could be a problem. I mean, it could make the people make a stand. Like, it could get to a level where they just say, fuck this, and you get enough of a level where it's 10 years down the road and they don't make things better, it will make an impact. And it's something where, it's hard for me, and I bet it's hard for you too, that I want to hate it in ways. Like, for what they did at St. Louis, like, I know I'm a Lions fan, and I've moved on since a long, long time ago when I was a Rams fan as a kid. But the way they treated St. Louis and the city coming out and all that shit, I should hate the NFL. And then all the bullshit I've seen and everybody's been screwed by calls, whether it's fantasy, sports betting, your own team. Holy shit. But it's like, at some point you say, fuck this league, and you have your little rant, and then the next day you're checking Twitter for the updates. Back. It's like, it's like a fucking drug, and the NFL knows that. That's why they do this shit. But you're right. At some point, the bubble's going to burst, and they're going to lose some of this fandom. It's just,
and it's not you and me, right? Like, it's not
right,
you and me.
Right.
It's the guys that have been like hanging on by a thread. Because here's the other thing: I can't tell you when, but what will happen is they'll go to 18 games. They're going to have 2 bye weeks. So now there's going to be 20 weeks of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens? They've already, I think, pushed. Isn't the Super Bowl a week later now?
I believe
I feel
so.
like it got to the point this year where I'm like, God, I need this to be like over. Like, it's too long. And I think that you're gonna go from it's palatable, right? Like, that was the big thing, like 16 games and you do the playoffs. Well, now it's 18. Now it's 20 weeks. Plus the playoffs.
It's just crazy.
And they're gonna cut it down to 2 preseason games, which I've always felt like 4 preseason games is insane. But and training camp will be shorter as a result of that, right?
Yeah.
Because you're only gonna have 2 preseason games, so there's not gonna be as much time to get ramped up. Which means what's September gonna become?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll be playing the starters and everything, but it'll kind of be like March, April in Major League Baseball. It's like, well, his bat's like heating up with the weather kind of thing. Like, and you'll be allowed to do that as a team because the urgency won't quite be there as much because you've got 18 games to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. I think that it's the growth has been obviously awesome, and it's not us that'll go away, but it'll be the casuals. And the NFL needs more than just the diehards like us to watch the product to continue to like be financially healthy.
Do you think the ticket prices are going to start driving people away? I mean, to me, it doesn't matter where. I mean, of course, if I got an opportunity, like for instance, next season, Lions are playing Buffalo in Buffalo, new stadium. Like, I want to go there with Tolly so bad. I think it'd be awesome for a show trip to do. It's something where I enjoy going to see the Lions play. I've seen them only play twice in person. And I love watching every game on TV. It's the one sport where if someone said, you have free tickets to go see the Lions, I'd be like, but I'm on my couch with all the games right here. Like, it's kind of hard.
Well, can I tell you where you're most valuable to the NFL?
Where? On the couch?
On your couch watching the games so that they can drive the ad revenue, and where they make their money is when they renegotiate the CBA and they renegotiate all the TV deals. That's what pays for everything. They could give a shit if you go to the games. And yes, the tickets are expensive. I kind of feel like, though, good football tickets have always been expensive.
They're like hundreds of dollars though for like regular season games that are like the Lions played the Bears.
Depends who it is though. I don't think it's like that for like the Arizona Cardinals. You know,
this is when like the Bears were shitty with Fields the year before they got Caleb, and we went to Soldier Field, and I mean I think we paid for each ticket, it was like $175, $200 for like nosebleed seats.
Nosebleeds.
We're on like a north. Well, I guess we're north end zone. Like, we're definitely in the 300s. I don't know what levels they are in that stadium.
And in the end zone, crazy. 300 level was close to $200.
Yes, each ticket.
This beginning of the year when they were in it.
This was like week 14, so it's December, and the Lions were in it, but the Bears were not. So
honestly, kudos to Chicago, man.
Man, shit. I mean, they fucking sold out. It was packed.
That is like that's the third largest city in America, right? So like they're gonna come out, and they've only got the one team. So yeah, like obviously the Kansas City Chiefs tickets are insane because
Raiders are insane apparently, and they suck. But it's Las Vegas.
Like the Packers tickets have been super expensive my entire life. But yeah, like it's no offense, till a couple years ago, a little easier to go see him play the Lions.
Fair,
you know,
that's fair. Fair shot. It's a shot, but it's a fair shot.
Well, I said it until a couple years ago. It's actually like super expensive now, and I know that the Lions fans have gotten a little bit pissed about it.
I'm sure
some of the Red Wings fans I follow, they're also Lions fans. So like they're talking about how much the ticket prices have gone up because don't you remember? Didn't they send out like a note that they jacked the prices like way up on the season ticket holders?
And
there was a lot of pullback. I thought about that after the first really good year they had with Dan Campbell. They're like, hey, wait a second, like we supported you through decades of futility. Now we have one good season and you're jacking the prices way up. But it's because they recognize that their brand, like that they could do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's their opportunity to strike.
In of itself.
Yeah, strike while the iron's hot. That makes sense. I get it. It's just anyway. This has been a great conversation. Look, I don't know if you wanted to take it another direction. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. And with this type of deep dive stuff, if I don't have anything else, we're gonna, or either of us don't have anything, we'll kind of end it. I don't want to just go. But I think it's been a great conversation. I think NFL fandom is just another level of sports fandom. I think you made a perfect point and maybe obvious to other people. It's obvious to me when I thought about it, but the way that the schedule is set up, they make it an event every week. It's not just a single game. It's a league event where you can watch it all. You can do it all. And it is a game changer. And maybe, I don't know, that's another question. This is getting really deep, but why the game of football has become such another level compared to every other sport. Maybe it's just the most exciting. It's just another world, and people treat it that way most of the time. And when you think about it, it is crazy to think about how much different, how much more popular it is. And I think a lot of it has to do with everything they have going into one, the sports betting, the fantasy, the exciting games, the best athletes in the world, and the fact that they all play on most of the time the same day. I think that's all together. So yeah, it's been great, man. I think, going forward, I think these deep dives can be really great, and if anybody has a thought on it overall, like if you have your own take or you guys are nuts, so I can't believe you didn't talk about this part of it, let us know. From the50.com. You can leave a voicemail or leave an email from the50show@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts. Are you a regular fan? Do you just root for a single team? Do you not watch any other games besides your playoff, like your fantasy players? Like, do you literally watch Red Zone for your fantasy players and then go on your phone when they're not playing? Like, I'm locked in on every game. Zook's locked in on every game. So it's just another world to me, Zook, but I know we're a different breed. So
yeah, no, we're sickos, dude. We're sickos.
Yeah, sure.
We'll watch it no matter what. It could be 70 tush pushes. We'll be there with our popcorn in hand.
Yes, I'll find a way to bet on it somehow, dude.
Hey, are the coaching hires on your list to do
for a separate show?
Yeah,
we can do that.
Because if it's not, then I wouldn't mind doing a couple minutes on it all. But
no, this can be anything. I think I have. I'll name some of these topics, and you tell me if they're good or not. I think we got some good ones coming.
Yeah, we'll do a live audit of TJ's ideas right here on the air in front of everybody.
I like this. This is good. Let's see.
Sucks. Throw it out.
It's out. You sat there and you just stumbled. You're out. That's the worst. The all-name team. I want to put together an all-name team. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, like current players or just like literally all time?
All time, all team players.
Joe Jaravicious,
DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Yeah.
Montario Hardesty. We can cook.
Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
I may need to do a little bit of research on like linemen. But I think we could do it. There's some Hawaiian names that are just spectacular.
Tavares Jackson.
Yeah, Tavares Jackson. That's an honorable mention. He can't be in the starting lineup. That's too simple of a name. I think
last name is
who is Michael Humanauanui, tight end for the Mizzou Tigers.
Hey, buddy, you know where he is from?
No,
he is from Bloomington Normal.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah, he went to my rival's high school. He's a Central Catholic guy, Michael Homanaumanui.
That's a Hawaiian name, though, right?
Dude, I forgot about him. Wow, great poll.
Michael Humanau-Inui, one of the coolest jersey names on the back of the jersey I've ever seen. It was fantastic. Did he play for the Rams? Did he play for the Rams? Maybe Seattle?
Here, I'm going to look it up now.
Michael I couldn't spell Humanau-Inui if you give me 5 chances. No, if you give me 50 chances.
The great part about living in 2026 is all I got to do is get reasonably close.
So we'll have the all-time all-name team. I'm excited about that one. Another one.
He was a Ram.
He was a Ram, and that was it?
Yep, born 4th of July, by the way.
Wow.
1988 in Bloomington, Illinois.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
How about that?
Shout out. I
know this will shock you. I was not the best football player to come out of Bloomington Normal.
You weren't? I'm shocked. You played D3, didn't you? D2? D2. I'm sorry.
No, I played D3.
You did play. Okay, I'm not sorry then. I was gonna also do. I think
white corner, man. Come on.
That's D3. It's fair.
Yeah.
So
obviously.
I want to do a deep dive on any other draft situations like Eli Manning. I don't know this, so I wonder if we could do research together and bring up stories like the fact that Eli literally said, "I'm not going to a team." How many times has that happened in NFL history, NFL draft history? I would love to know all those stories. I really would.
Yeah, dude. I think it happened more back in the day where you didn't have as much agency over where you went. But there have been so many times that guys have gotten close. Remember the hit piece that came out on Caleb Williams when he got drafted?
Oh, yeah. Well, he was kind of trash in Chicago for a minute, right? Or the Bears organization, or that. I don't know.
He said he didn't want to go there. He and his dad had big time reservations about going there. They wanted to go to Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, and it all came out during the middle of, I want to say, his rookie year. It was last year.
I think you're right. It was after he played a little bit in Chicago.
So there have been guys that have been close, and stories like that have come out. I really don't know if anyone since Eli has straight up been nah, and then just held their ground, and the team draft them, and they're tough shit.
I don't know if that's a deep dive one. I have some topics that are more quick hits, should the NFL move the Super Bowl to Saturday? Things like that are, dude, fucking NFL Reddit's hilarious. There's that. Should the NFL eliminate the extra point?
No.
I agree with you. See, maybe this is something we could do with quick hits. We could do, I want to save it for a separate episode, but I have 6 good quick hits back to back that we could do. It's actually going to be called the 2-minute warning, Zook. I have a timer. I'm going to do 2 minutes for each quick hit.
Love it.
I don't know if that's going to happen. If I'm by myself,
what are they? You got all 6 of them? Or
I got all 6.
Come up with them?
I got all 6.
Tell me.
You want me to tell them?
I got to pre-marinate my take.
Clip that. First one is the running back position actually replaceable? No. You don't think so? All right, interesting.
No, it's not. In fact, it's coming back.
Oh, that's a good take. I thought that was a 2-second. You got a minute 58 left. You said no, we're good. That's it.
Hey, dude, look at Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley once he signed with the Eagles. You get a good running back, man. They're cheaper. Kind of same theory with the tight ends, TJ, like I was telling you, how it's not feasible. I forget which show this was. We were talking about it, but how it's less feasible to pay the 2 wide receivers like Cincinnati's been doing. So we were talking about George Pickens. That's how it came up. And how it's way more cost effective in a salary cap league to do what the Niners did, where they had Debo and George Kittle, or what the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, because you get 2 stud pass catchers. You could kind of do that same thing with the running back position. Christian McCaffrey, again, Niners explored it, but they're very good at kind of getting very good high impact players at positions where the value is not as high. Fred Warner's another one.
Yeah.
They're paying top of the market, but dude, go look at his contract compared to an average DB. They're making the same amount of money. So,
they're kind of cheating the system. They are. They're cheating the system. It's it's a good point. Tight ends obviously get paid way less, and if you're an impact maker that's the thing about the tight end position too, is there's not a lot of game changer tight ends out there. I think tight end
is you've got to get the game changer, right? And
right.
That's the hard part. It's not like they grow on trees,
for sure,
and it's tougher for them to make an impact. So you kind of have to have a really good coach that can maximize that too, for you to kind of offset that. But yeah,
since we're on the topic of tight end, can you please talk me off the ledge on Drew Petzing? Apparently, he's a 2 tight end guy. I mean, I love Brock Wright more than the next guy, but I don't know if he needs to be out there on 65% of snaps with Sammy LaPipi. I don't know.
Hey, you know what, dude? Let me go Let me go to my good friends at PFF here.
Right.
I bet you were a 2 tight end team more often than not last year too.
We at times, but apparently Petzing's like really into it. Which is what. Hey, listen, he did great with a lot of injuries of the running backs last year, and he's got a way better backfield now. What's that?
Do you know what the number was for Petzing offense? How many times he was 2 tight ends?
I have no idea. Do you know? Do you have it? I've read an article about him, and I've read some takes about him being a 2 tight end guy. I'm just curious. No, I know it's fine.
Great radio.
I asked for the breakdown. Zook, I kind of like this guy. I'm a little
what?
I kind of like Petzing. Like I'm a little.
Why would you? I don't know, man. Like I think that's one where like people get too like into their priors. Like, oh, Arizona Cardinals, he sucks. I don't know, dude. That offense looked pretty good once Kyler was not the quarterback.
Yeah. And he had a bunch of running backs get hurt.
That are pretty disappointing on that team. Still managed to score points.
Agreed. Trey McBride was great. So there you go.
I also was like, I gave my college roommate Colby, who we bring up on the show from time to time. I gave him my top 3. Yeah, Vikings guy. I gave him my top 3 candidates, like realistic candidates that I thought the Packers could hire. At the top of my list was Jonathan Gannon, and they hired him. And a lot of people clowned it. I'm like, guys, like this is. Obviously, you'd rather have probably Halfley, but like this he's not Joe Barry.
Yeah.
That's for damn.
Interesting.
So
he's not Joe Barry. That's his best. That's his best quality. Yeah. While you're looking that up, number 2 on the quick hit was our elite.
Yeah, I tried to go the fast route. I thought maybe Google AI would have something for me.
That's all right.
So now I gotta go.
We'll talk about that in my Drew Petzing deep dive episode. People love that.
Drew Petzing deep dive. Tune into that line.
All about Drew Petzing. Number 2 was our elite wide receivers becoming more valuable than elite quarterbacks. That'll be pretty easy.
No.
One. Yeah, correct.
Hierarchy of dependency. Have you ever heard of that concept?
I have not.
Do you want me to go into it real fast?
Is it basically what I'm going to say, where elite quarterbacks can make receivers elite, but elite receivers can't always make quarterbacks elite type of thing?
I mean, kind of. I forget where I read it or who kind of came up with it, but basically the top, like the pyramid, it's like a kind of a pyramid, right? The bottom rung on the hierarchy of dependency is the offensive line. The offensive line needs nobody to do their job well to do their job well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the guy next to him, right? Like if they're doing like a double team or whatever, and they need the center to snap the ball on time. But by and large, it's like one-on-one matchups in the trenches. They don't really rely on anybody else. The next level of that would be the running back and the quarterback. The quarterback can't do his job effectively if the line doesn't block. The running back can't do his job effectively if the line doesn't block. The wide receivers and the pass catchers, they are the last level on the line of the hierarchy of dependency. Like they can't do their job well if the line doesn't block, and they can't do their job well if the quarterback isn't good.
Mm-hmm.
So like
true.
That I don't think that'll ever happen. You have receivers that certainly elevate the play of quarterbacks. I mean, I think you see that with like the way that they can tilt coverages, and sometimes these backups come in for hurt and injured starters, and like you see that like the really good guys are still able to produce. Like I think Justin Jefferson's a great example of that.
Exactly.
Like no matter who's under center, he produces.
Well, I disagree. Justin Jefferson, I mean, because of McCarthy,
he had a down year kind of this year, but like, dude, like look at the quarterback play from.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Always someone different. That's
what I'm saying though. Is well, in your case, you're correct. I'm saying an elite quarterback can create receivers. An elite receiver can't create an elite quarterback. J.J. McCarthy struggled immensely, and Jefferson couldn't do anything about it. That's the hard part about it, is you can't make your quarterback throw a better pass, and you can be the best. They could have Jamar Chase and Jefferson together. And I mean, it's hypothetical, and I'm not saying they wouldn't be better because they'd have obviously defenders freaking the fuck out. But if JJ struggles the way he did this year, they're a better team, but they're not as good as they should be. It's 100% an elite quarterback is the answer. It's not even close.
Yeah.
So
yeah. For sure. No, I just think though that like there are receivers that can elevate the quarterback, make plays for him, right? Bail him out from time to time.
For sure.
Again, with the JJ example, I think to that like 4th and 20 when they were playing the Bills, Kirk's last year, he just threw it into like triple coverage. They had no business. Like game's over, and he just snags it with one hand.
Yeah.
And they go down there, kick a field goal, go to OT. I think the Bills maybe fumbled on like the 1 yard line at some point in that game, and then Minnesota ended up winning it. It's like if they don't win it, if JJ doesn't make that play.
For sure.
Like, they can elevate, but right, like the quarterback's got to throw it what? Anywhere from 25 to 50 times in the game. Like,
right.
It's one receiver. Like, you really can't, you can double that guy and kind of take him out of the game if you're really committed to it.
For sure. All right, I'm going to roll through these next 4 because I want to save them for a separate episode. So you'll like this one. Should the NFL adopt?
Yeah, sorry, I've been stealing.
No, it's good. See, I was gonna do it by myself. I would love to have you on that episode to do quick hits because the thing is we have a time limit, so you really gotta put your take into 2 minutes. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited about it, but I know how long-winded we could be, so I don't know.
Especially.
Well, correct, but I think we both could get into it and go on tangents. This is why I want to save it because I think this is good stuff. You're gonna love this one. Should the NFL? This is all fucking. This is not AI. This is Reddit. NFL Reddit. Should the NFL adopt European soccer style promotion / relegation? Imagine the Panthers getting relegated.
Topic.
Hilarious. We can get into that one and how funny that would be.
I've heard it come up before. Haven't you? Like I feel like I see that on the internet streets from time to time.
Oh, just like you get a UFL team in waiting, or you get like a.
Dude, can you imagine if like the Battlehawks could get promoted to the NFL?
I love it. Honestly, it makes it kind of fun. Like you know how teams tank for the number 1 pick. Like ain't no more tanking. Like you sit there and you play to win, and as long as you're not number 32, you're staying in the league. Everybody else is going to the UFL.
Needs that. The NBA needs that big time.
How funny would that be? Or you have like teams in waiting, like 5 cities that don't have NFL teams just create teams in waiting. They play their own little tournament.
They get sent. You get sent to St. Louis if you're bad enough.
Kirk Cousins has
Can't
been
go back
sent
to LA
St. Louis.
You're above 500.
The team in waiting. I love that. It's a good idea. Are NFL dynasties good or bad for the league? And who could be next? I like that one a lot. Mm-hmm. Should the NFL eliminate the extra point entirely? So it'd be this user on Reddit said 7-point touchdowns, or you force the teams to go for 2, which is interesting.
So you either get, if you choose to go for 2 in this situation, you get 6 or you get 7 plus the option. Surely it's
no. So
it's 5.
It's either they eliminate it completely, so it's literally you score and it's 7 points, which I hate,
or you just go for 2 every time.
Or you go for 2 every time. Correct.
Like junior high football.
Pretty much. Yeah. Which I think that is interesting, I guess.
Did you play tackle growing up, TJ, like pre-high school?
No, I just high school. Just high school.
I played tackle like from the time I was 8, and you'd play these games where it's like, yeah, we lost like 8-6 because like one team got the 2-point and one didn't.
A bunch of safeties and like one tutty. Yeah, sounds about right. Was it Pee Wee football? Like everybody runs towards the. I mean, I guess you're always supposed to run towards the ball in football, but like. Were there actual
like 22 players?
It's all just run and gun, right? There's no like.
I feel, dude, it's interesting that you bring that up because I've been to like a couple youth football games, like not like super recently, but I mean, when I was in high school and then like college age, I guess. But I feel like it's changed. Like when I was that age, like you had plays. But the coaches are allowed to basically just tell you in the huddle. They have like a flip card, like the same way you practice it. Like,
right.
It, like tells you what to do, like halfback toss this way,
you're going left. Right.
Yeah. The coaches are on the field. Like they're telling you every play. And like we had like 2 passes in the playbook.
Yeah.
We ran 1 formation. So it's like very simple, but yeah, you had plays at least. But I feel like I go watch these kids now and I don't think they were 8, but like, they're like in the shotgun. They're slinging that pill, man. At like 10 years old, they're like 50-50 pass run.
Varsity coaches sit on the side taking notes on the kid, the 10-year-old. Like, get
dude,
ready
like,
in 4 years, dude. You're going to be starter.
Dude, they're running like quick screens and like all sorts of stuff.
Shit, yeah. Yeah. I feel like some kids like
fullback dive.
That's why people said, like, I've heard the take, and it was in our high school because we're like, we were fine, but we were like, whatever, 2A, 3A, like pretty small for Illinois especially. And it was like sometimes they didn't want you to play like Pee Wee because they wanted you to start in high school with those coaches with that system. And then some kids like kind of learned the system young because they knew they'd be great athletes. I don't know. Everybody's different, but like I picked up freshman year. A lot of us did, and yeah, we're fine. But interesting. I'm just curious. Every time I
Do you guys have like a really strong youth football league? Like we had like 5 high schools in my town. So
no,
like,
I think
we had like, multiple youth leagues.
I really don't remember.
They weren't affiliated with the school though. Like because to your point, like we would play like Metamora and Morton and like some of these other towns that would kind of get their hands on the kids when they're like 8-10 years old, and then they would learn that same offense up through the ranks.
I think it was part of
high school.
I never played Pee Wee, so I have no idea. But I'm guessing there was some of that going on, like a similar style or so. I don't know. I was just curious. I was just interested because every time I feel like I see like a Pee Wee football clip or something, it's all the it's like Pee Wee soccer or like little kid soccer where they're all in one little bulk, like chasing after the ball. I'm like, is football the same way? Because I feel like that's the same as soccer is. Like indoor soccer, we used to literally sit in like a clump of 20 of us and just run after the ball. It was just like didn't learn the game at all. We just ran in a ball. It's all we did.
Yeah, I think youth football was like a step above that. Not by a lot though.
Yeah.
Not by a lot. You pretty much, the ball snapped and we run wherever the guy with the ball is going.
And I guess technically you're supposed to do that now, kind of. I mean, it's still the way
they like kind of taught us like, hey, the defensive end's got to contain. Because then like teams would run a reverse on it. That was like the best play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, reverse and Pee Wee, I bet was a touchdown every time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because nobody did contain.
So many forward laterals. There got to be so many forward laterals by some kid, I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Last one I had was, should the NFL move to the Super Bowl to Saturday permanently? This is one I actually want to have more than 2 minutes on that episode. I mean, it's the obvious thing. I don't know what they're waiting for. Like you don't have like college is over. I don't even know what is before on the day before Super Bowl at this point. Like it's almost because it's like a tradition, I guess, that it's Super Bowl Sunday. But God, I feel like they could make more money. Like bars could.
I don't know. Am I with you? That'll be a good discussion because like the history of it all. And wait, here's an even better conversation. The Monday after should be like a holiday,
national holiday. I'm with you on that,
or something like that.
I'm with you on that.
We should not have to go to work.
I think if you buy an NFL Sunday ticket and you put that much time and effort and money into it,
it's
you
like
deserve
a
day off on them. Yes, exactly. Like I have Sunday ticket this season. I get the day off. Yes, I think that's fair.
That's bomb. Yeah. Great idea.
So those are the quick hits. I'll give you a couple more and then we'll get out of here. Just of other episodes. I wanted to do. I think if we can get more fan involvement on these discussions, I would love to have a mailbag every week and just have people either leave voicemails or just emails. I think that would be awesome. We'll have to see how that goes. Big Web, I want to do a couple. One where there's a gentleman who does a TikTok video where he does a woman filter on every NFL quarterback and ranks their hotness. I want to see Big Web react to that.
Rank them.
Oh, God. We'll rank them.
React to the video?
React to the video and then see if he'll play ball and rank them or not.
He will not. I can already tell you that.
I think that's going to be an all-time classic. This is a good one. I think I'm not going to have you play because I think you'll actually be pretty good at this. It's called Name That Guy. So it's going to be either a head coach or a known player without their uniform or logo or anything. So you literally have like
just like in like everyday life, like street clothes,
or just like a grayed out jersey or something.
Oh, like a silhouette that you got to guess.
Correct. And I want Big Web involved. Like I can have all you guys involved and just like you have to write down the answer. I think a lot of us would be surprised by. I think the head coaches might be a little easy, but the players, I think there could be some really good ones with that. So that's another one.
That's a good one.
And then the last one I had, let's see if I can find a couple more. Let us know any topics you think would be ideal for the program this offseason from the50.com. Leave a voicemail, or you can also leave us an email. And then the last one I'll kind of mention here is kind of more of a breakdown in the international expansion. I think where they would go, how it would work. I saw a bunch of people that have been talking about it saying like, the logistics alone are insane. Like having to, figure out travel. Like if you are the London team and you're traveling, like how do you make it fair? How do you know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot more to it with, one game every 3-4 weeks, or I think it's even less than that right now, is ideal in a way because they're trying to grow the game. They obviously fill those stadiums every time, so it makes sense. But to have a set team overseas, I feel like is way harder than unless they made like a whole nother division with just international teams, but they're not going to expand by 4, would they? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
No, I don't think they can. I also think it's hard to expand past 32, with the way the divisions are set up. Again, I don't think that I wouldn't put it past them doing it, but I think that's like in what we were talking about, like growing the game and stuff, and like hitting that breaking point. That's another one of those things. Like it's gonna be a mistake. It's gonna muddy the waters. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, and then how do you deal with like the home field advantage? Like, clearly they seem to want to put the Jags over there if they're gonna put a team, right? Like they go over there, they play the multiple games.
It's like they're trying out for them, or they're just like, you know what I mean? Like they're just kind of like, it's like a carrot in front of like the horse. Like they're just kind of like, oh, yep, Jacksonville.
And they were like the expansion team, so I think it kind of it makes sense a little bit. But yeah, man, I think that's a nightmare. That'd be a good topic though to talk about, because
for sure.
Like, there's a lot there.
A lot there, and I think it could be happening. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, it could be.
It could be happening in the next 10 years. I think maybe less. Maybe less.
If it's gonna happen, it'll happen in the next 5 to 10. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I'm intrigued to talk about that one, because I think there's more to it that we could discuss and how it would affect some things.
Didn't Madden put a thing into the game like 5 or 6 years ago where you could like move a team?
The Monarchs. I did it a few times. Yeah. The London Monarchs or whatever. Yeah, I did. That was interesting. Yeah, I think you look at it surface level, it's like, of course the NFL will do it. Like, it's more money, it's expansion. But then you look at how it's going to affect everything. I mean, like, think of betting markets. Like, can you imagine the first year guys living in London and having to do all that travel and shit? Like, it might throw them off. Like, I might make some money betting against the London team. I don't know.
Or just like bet against the team going to London.
Or bet against the team going to London.
Advantage.
Correct.
And then it's like, how do you do the schedule? Is everything like a 4-game homestand and a 4-game road trip to like cut down on the trips across the ocean?
Sure.
Like, and how's that fair? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Well, then like they're playing in Australia this year, and I don't know if that's going to be a team or a country that gets a team, or I guess continent and country.
No way.
But like, what's the time difference? Time difference is like 9, 10. I have no idea.
I think it's more like, what's the flight? I think that's the better question.
Oh, fuck. It's 15, 16, maybe more, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas like I went to the UK this summer. It was, I mean, it's not, it kind of sucks, but like it's not that bad.
Wait, am I stupid? Can you fly for 15 or 16 straight hours? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think they got planes big enough that can do that.
Let's look up. I'm curious.
Let's look up US to Australia flight time. TJ and I, real Ivy Leaguers here.
That's what we do. We look.
14 to 16 hours. You were right on.
Look at me. Why am I going against myself here?
Yeah, dude, you gotta have a little bit more faith in yourself than that.
Do they fly? Is it nonstop?
Down under.
Is it nonstop though, or do they land and refuel?
Where would they land? The middle of the ocean? I think it is nonstop.
Oh, they go the other way. I thought I guess it'd be longer to go all the way over Europe. It'd be way longer. God, it's 15, 16 hours going.
LAX to Sydney. Yeah, dude. 14 to 15 and a half hours. I think the planes are so big at that point they can hold a lot of fuel.
I was dumb enough. Okay, so I just ruined my take. I was like 14 to 16 hours, and then I said, "Oh, they don't fly across Europe." No, they don't. It'd be way longer. God dang it! This is really dumb. All right. Well,
have you been overseas?
I have on cruises. I don't think I've actually been to Europe.
You haven't like done like a flight though.
I haven't done a flight
overseas, dude. A cruise to like Costa Rica does not count. That doesn't count as overseas.
I've been out of the country on cruises, like been to Mexico, obviously.
Yeah, that does not count.
No, I did say no. I'm saying that's why I didn't go overseas. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Well, so I hadn't either until I did this trip, and it was a real fucking eye opener.
Yeah,
like you don't realize how much you don't know about the rest of the world. Like we live in our little bubble.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Until I did that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no, it's not your fault, dude. Like I only knew how long that flight was because I literally did it this summer.
I got
not fun. Like I can't imagine doing 16 hours on a plane.
I gotta learn when I have a take. I just gotta go for it, and then I gotta shut up if I'm right. 15 hours is like
nobody's gonna audit you. They're listening to this in the car if they're listening by this point at all. So like, you just gotta lean, just confidently.
That's a good point. God, I love this show so much. I really do. I love doing this.
It's great to BS like the old days.
Oh, it is, and that's why I think the off season can be fun. I'm like, this is what we got to get into is like conversations that have nothing to do with the current like news of the day because there's not much in the NFL at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the biggest thing and I want to keep it sort of evergreen, like the Bears thing, and but we can.
Dude, I read a pretty crazy article about that today.
Did you
see like the headline with that?
They're like moving
Hammond, Indiana, like their board like approved. They're
like moving forward with it. Like the Bears are also moving forward with it. Like and then apparently, according to, I thought I saw Rappaport.
So it's like happening for sure.
It's not happening for sure, but it's according. I think it was either Rappaport or one of the other big time guys on Twitter was like, it's at a point where they want to move forward with it, and it would take a lot to change that. Like Illinois would have to like
I've
blow
always
them
thought
away.
That this was a leverage thing.
And it could be.
That's
it
what
still
I
could
thought.
be. But I thought the wording on that was interesting, and the people reporting that was very interesting.
We got to get a Chicago Bear fan to like call in. I need Bears gal's take on all this.
I guess it doesn't really. I mean, it matters that it's not in the state, but it's still 30 minutes away.
That's like, dude. I'm just thinking if they moved the Sox like to Indiana, like to Gary, Indiana.
Like I understand it matters, but it's still going to be the Chicago Bears. They're still going to like. Because they're talking about the Cardinals going to Illinois, like across the river to East St. Louis or whatever. It's not going to happen. But, I mean,
yeah, no way.
It affects the state. I get that. But as far as the fans, yeah, it'd be weird and it'd be a little bit farther away. But, like, it's still going to be the Chicago. Like, they're not going to rename them.
Would they
Indiana
be
Bears.
They'd be in the Eastern time zone then, wouldn't they?
Ooh. Let's take a look. It's near Gary.
Pretty sure they would be. Pretty sure they would be. The one reason I think that this is like a bigger deal than like if KC moves the stadium, which I know they're talking about that, is like
I think that's
Kansas
happening.
City
that's
is
100% happening, isn't it? The Kansas thing?
Yeah, they're in like that city falls on both sides of like the state line, right? Like there's Kansas City, Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri.
Right.
I guess like was it and I don't know if I was as locked in. Was it a huge deal when the Jets moved to New Jersey? Because that's like kind of I think more the that's the comparison.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter today say, well, you saw what happened to the Jets and the Giants, and they changed their name to New Jersey, and they're obviously trolling it being funny. Yeah. And somebody underneath didn't catch the joke, and they go, you're wrong. They're still in the New York teams.
Bozo.
And someone, they thought they got them, and somebody's like, oh, man. You just got Twittered. Central time zone for Hammond, Indiana. Central time zone.
Okay.
So there you go. Like I know it matters. Like if the Cardinals would move to Illinois, like across the river, still in the St. Louis metro area, it'd be odd. But I don't really know. Like it's just a weird thing. It's like it's just a. I don't know. I guess it changes the fact that like it's Chicago, it's Illinois, it's whatever. But like, and again, it affects the state. Like all the state money and all that is a huge problem. But as far as like the fans' perspective, like you'd still go to the games, you'd still be a fan, like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know how. I think it's a weird situation.
It's like right over the state line. I am doing some two on the nose, but I'm doing some Indiana Jones right now.
Oh,
and yeah, it's literally right over the state line, 35 minutes from downtown.
So and I did a look on the map because Arlington Heights was where they were gonna build, or
straight
that was another
east
thought.
of Tinley Park.
It's about the same distance Arlington Heights would have been from downtown, I believe, or
no,
close to it.
The distance, I don't think ever mattered.
You don't
because it would
okay.
be obviously close.
Right.
I think it's more, the narrative, I guess.
The narrative that it's in another state,
out of the state of Illinois, and it's like I don't think of Indiana like being a part suburb wise of Chicago. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. I've never lived in Chicago. But I always felt like it was in all the suburbs were in the state of Illinois.
Well, when I first saw it, I'm thinking it's like it's situation where it's going to be an hour away. And that would have been a problem. And it's like
well, and there's
30.
like getaway towns, like there's like little like Lake Michigan towns like around the state line, like in Michigan and stuff. So I guess it's one of those.
Yeah,
not on the water, obviously.
It's a wild story that this keeps happening. If this one goes through, like the Chiefs just decided to go to Kansas, like now this happening with the Bears in Indiana, possibly. It's a weird vibe. I don't really know how I feel about it. It's just kind of like it's not my team, so I think if it was my team, I would care more. But it's just I guess it's weird that they're just not in the state. Like they're going to be Chicago Bears of Indiana. Is what the joke was.
Yeah, it'll be the exact same thing as the New York teams. The exact same thing.
Yeah. Just odd. Just odd. Anyway. Great discussion, man. This is awesome. I really appreciate it.
Fun.
This is awesome. Yeah, we want to do more of this. Again, you guys, make sure you subscribe everywhere, YouTube, the podcast feeds, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll do more of these deep dives and also go off on tangents about some glizzies. We'll just talk about whatever we got on this program sometimes. Zook, any last-minute thoughts, sir?
No, I don't know. Is my computer? Yeah, it was crashing out there for a second. No, dude, happy to be on. Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Of course. Yeah, fun times. We'll have more of these discussions. I talked about some of the deep dives we have planned for the rest of the offseason, but if you have anything to add that you think we should jump into, or you have voicemails, I'd love to react to those about this topic or anything else. Please get involved. From50.com, leave a voicemail or leave an email or DM us at From50Show on Instagram. For Zach Zook.
Hey, right before you sign off, for those of you that missed 2018, and TJ and I know because there wasn't many of you, so that's probably all of you that missed 2018. This is pretty much what it was like.
Yes. It was literally us too. And honestly, we've been better. We were too serious back then. This is like
we were just we
were real broadcasters shit back then. I don't know what happened. Fun stuff. Now we're drinking beer on the air. It's a good time. All right, for Zach Zook, I'm TJ Weber. Thanks for watching Just Talking Ball. We'll see you next time.